And I'll share a little bit more, but Adarsh was not wrong in saying that Sunshine has been the most instrumental partner for us to drive where Mako is today. So I'll share more, but that is an absolute fact and a credit to Sunshine team and Dr. Reddy's leadership in really driving that. I've always mentioned this, I want to continue to reiterate that. So this is our mission statement, and there's no better place for us to really reiterate this is with the partners here, Sunshine and the leadership team here, and Stryker, we've been able to bring healthcare and make healthcare better with our robotic joint replacement system, and we are really, really proud of that, and we are really thankful for the opportunity given to us. I wanted to take a moment to sort of share the context of where the market is today, because to our surprise and to everybody's surprise, the market is adopting robotics in a very, very strong way. So we're seeing significantly accelerated adoption in India in spite of barriers in the market like insurance reimbursement and other challenges. There are more than 400 robotic systems installed in India already. Not all of them are Stryker. We would love it to be Stryker, but we have a very strong role to play in there, and I'll share more about that. And we really, really like that with a lot of new players also coming in the market. Why we like a lot of new players coming is Sunshine team and Stryker both have a common shared goal of robotic adoption across the country and driving robotics as a standard of care. And having more and more players means wider awareness, wider penetration, and more people and patients are going to be able to have access to robotics. And that's something that we're really excited about. Tier 1 cities are the dominant factors today, but we are seeing an exciting trend of Tier 2 cities also starting to come up and pick up robotics, which is great to see. The market has grew by 31% last year versus this year. So in 2025 versus last year, 31% more number of robots have been installed in the market. Stryker has grown by 45%. So to Adarsh's point, we are starting to see a significant momentum now towards Stryker. Yes, we are premium, but we are the best. We don't want to be the biggest, we want to be the best, and we are the best, and we are seeing that traction out to us. This is Stryker and how we are leading the robotics market globally. We have 2 million plus, 20 lakh plus procedures that have been done on our robotic systems across the world. More than 3,000 robots in the world that are Mako robots, and we built on the Mako robotic system. On the right side, you see the Mako highlights for India. We have more than 37,000 procedures now, touching 38,000 procedures done on our robotic systems. We have more than 70 plus installations across the country. Sunshine was the second one, like Adarsh mentioned. The first one was 2017. Second one was Sunshine in 2020. And we are now at close to 75. So the difference between that first to the 75 is actually Sunshine, and I absolutely don't have any qualms saying that. Stryker's success is credit to Sunshine and Dr. Reddy, but the 400 plus robots that we see in the market is actually credit to Sunshine team and driving that focus on robotics and the conversation. So a round of applause for Dr. Reddy, Dr. Adarsh. We continue to evolve and innovate, so we have a new system that will be coming up in 2025, which is a modular platform, so the current systems are upgradable to that platform. And we'll have 2 more applications coming in, with revision surgeries now being on the robotics as well as shoulder replacement. So more excitement on the way, and we want to continue to sort of drive and transform the care in orthopedics with our robotic systems. I sort of shared this, but this has been a shared journey of success between Stryker and Sunshine. And I want to sort of highlight one particular thing here. 10 publications have been published from Sunshine focused on Mako and robotic joint replacement, which is the highest number of publications coming in the country, and have continued to sort of reinforce confidence and drive surgeon confidence in robotic joint replacement surgeries. The partnership has been 5 years, so 2020 was the start, and we have 2 robots now. There was a second one that came in 2021. Like I said, second installation, the most instrumental installation for us. And you see the impact of that. We have trained more than 200 surgeons on Mako so far, and 100 of them have been trained from Sunshine. That is the impact of Sunshine. More than 50% trainings have happened here. So pretty much everybody that is using Mako robot, 50% of that is actually trained here. and that talks about the leadership and the clinical leadership that this team has shown here. And some other highlights and milestones. This is the second highest Mako procedure in Asia Pacific after Korea. So a round of applause for that as well. You saw on the previous slide, we have done more than 37,000 procedures. 9,000 of that has been here. So it's been a fantastic contribution and leadership attempt. And there's one particular data that's not here, and we're still sort of validating this, and hopefully this is an accurate statement. We track what we call a utilization per robot. And Sunshine is perhaps...
Tell him first.
Okay, so yes, so utilization per robot is essentially telling that the technology has been adopted and is getting used. And across the world, the average is about 16 to 18. That's the average.
The heroes of the triangle today's function, Guru Reddy, others, and Kushal. And we welcome, most likely we will welcome Sanjeev Jain in the Kim Sunshine family very soon.
I'm already there.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So, all the dignitaries. What I learned in this last 10 minutes, I thought that Guru Reddy and his family, both son and son-in-law, are so mild. But how the Stryker people have been exploited them. So I need to be a little bit strong. See, the amount of work they are doing for Stryker and the amount what you people are contributing to the Sunshine teams is very, very negligible. And the one reason you also witnessed last week where Sandeep Naik has done tremendously the way the robotic thing has been done, how he has been innovated his own ideas of doing the robotic and creating every year he is creating about 10 fellowships, and these fellowships have been done for next few years, even though we have in Sunshine about this robotic and other things. But still we need to be able to develop a center of excellence, even though when we mentioned, last time also when we had a chat with Stryker management at that time, we promised few things, I don't know whether we have been delivered yet, like the skill development, what we have been proposed, where we can able to contribute to the CSR activities, where they can able to do, and more fellowships. And they should have been, you have to encourage, they would have been done much more than what the Makos has been installed in Kim's family, would have been doubled it. So I think something to be able to do that, the number of surgeries that they are doing, and all these people every weekend, every Fridays, they will be roaming around, all three people in 3 cities. So if we are able to set up one good place here, we will bring all the surgeons to here, and so that they will be able to train and just that more and more labs. See, now the robo of abdominal one, they set up 2 centers of excellence, one in Bangalore in West Medical College, another one we have been done in GEMS in Srikakulam Medical College, so that more surgeons comes and will get trained, and they go and insist to the management that we should be able to buy this Mako, so that the sales will be able to improve and more things will be there. And when these 3 people are there here, they do more number of tests also, rather than traveling and leaving the families aside. So I'm very happy that Sunshine has come into the national and the global name, and there is much more to grow, and I'm sure initially he was thinking that I will be able to retire. Now he has decided that I should not retire for his lifetime. Even though the young people are there, so that we need to be able to utilize and also support them with so much of work. They are all doing for even the charity for 50,000 rupees for a joint replacement and all with their trust. So with all these good things, we should be able to, both you and me, should be able to exploit the young fellows throughout the country rather than supporting. I am very, very happy to see that this is coming in the next 1 or 2 years. This will be able to upgrade a lot more. and Adarsh was mentioning, the price is a little higher. Usually, previously the fathers, whatever father says, the children has to listen. Today it is reverse. That means it is not the highest price. You need to be able to come down to the price so that it will be more accessible to most of the 2-tier, 3-tier cities, so that we can able to sell more and more Makos. That's how we were able to brought down this intuitive ones. We ordered 25 robots single stroke. So you can able to order 50 now, provided we are able to bring down the price.
At least for kids.
Yeah, for only kids, not for his dealership or anything. So these are the few improvements we can able to do by collaboration and discussion with these things. There is a potential. You still need to be able to, you and I should be able to exploit these 3 young people. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I think you must have heard the theme from the chairman, exploitation. Who has got footprint in more than 100 countries in the world. Stryker is one of the premier companies and one of the earliest adopters of orthopedic robots. You all know that. And so it took us 5 years to marry Mako robot, and now we are the largest users in India and second largest users in Asia Pacific region. And thanks to the administrative group and the management group, Aman, and I should recall the contribution of Mani and Meenakshi and Vattikuti group also, headed by Bhandari, and those are the people who initiated this one. But having said that, you continued the flavor of cooperation, and we never had any regrets of having a Mako. And we have multiple robots now, and but I should say again, Mako is the clear winner because it has got application in totally, partially, and the total hip also. And as it says that, I don't know whether it is serendipity or God's design, the avascular necrosis of the hip joint has become 4-5 folds more after the COVID. So initially we used to do maximum 4 or 5 joints, hip joints per month. Now we are doing almost 25 to 30 per month, or even more than that. That is because of the COVID-related avascular necrosis. And Mako is the only robot which can do hip replacement surgery, at least as it stands now. And again, we are very passionate about the outcomes. And Mako, we have done more than 9,000 procedures, and hardly 1 or 2 times we had a problem. So 1 or 2 or 10,000 is a tremendous track record of the robustness of the platform. And other robots are slightly more vulnerable for mishaps. So in that also Mako scores. And again, as others mentioned, the time has come where the surgeons in India, orthopedic surgeons, have realized the difference between boys and men. And obviously, Mako is the outstanding robot there. And now people are ready to put more money and buy Mako robot than a robot in quotations. I'm very glad to be part of this journey. And again, there are no words to express the teamwork. This is all teamwork. What all we are today is because of the teamwork. And I salute each one of my Sunshine Bone and Joint Institute consultants, the fellows. It's difficult to name each individual. So first I will ask the consultants to stand so that we will have an applause. All the Sunshine Bone and Joint Institute consultants, stand up for me and the video big applause. Please take your seat. And I will single one man to stand, that is Dr. M.B. Reddy. He is our research director, who is the man behind all the research papers. And he is extremely most-handedly revolutionized the data collection and put us in the research platform. And in fact, we got that award also last year as one of the best research centers. Thanks, Venkat, once again. Yeah. And again now, I request our esteemed anesthesiologist to stand up and take a bow from us. We do sometimes 20 to 25 surgeries a day, and they start the day from morning 4 o'clock. And thanks to all of you, it goes seamlessly. Thank you so much. And now let me mention my administrative staff, including the physical therapists, both Gechipoli and Begumpeta people. Stand up, the counselor, the secretary, and all of them again tirelessly 24/7 because of the multiple permutation combinations of the things. They have take the flag, and thank you so much all the administrative staff. And I want to say publicly, you have contributed so much to our progress. Thank you. And like that, I will fail in my duty if I don't mention the other consultants starting from cardiology, AWS is there, nephrology, Anuradha is there, and physicians, pulmonology, all the other consultants, and who put their efforts into giving pre-operative fitness to my patients. So this is all a combined cumulative group experience, which I am very thankful to all of you. Again, we are as strongest as our weakest link. Our ward boys, our security guys, and our IMRs, all of them put so much effort into taking care of our guests or the patients. So it's a wonderful journey, and I'm sure the future belongs to us. And again, as a Advik, come here. Where is the CEO? Bhaskar is missing? Yeah. And again, Aman, as Bhaskar is saying, the Center of Excellence means we should take it to the next level. Both in research, the clinical outcomes, and the training. Again, I was telling long back, if you position one or two non-operating theatre robots here, we will give the space, and all people from Asia Pacific, they can converge here, and we will mentor them, we will train them, and they can attend the theatres real time, and then go back with certificates.
Everything one day.
Everything one day, and it's easier for you, so that it's a wonderful work, and we will create that ecosystem, and definitely. And we are planning and dreaming to start a cadaver lab also in the future, which again, you guys can make a partnership, and instead of making thousands of dollars in Thailand and all that, we can have a state-of-the-art cadaver lab here. Yeah, so. No, they all pay. Each one, that's all payment only. Bhaskar, everything is payment. Don't worry about it. Okay, rest assured, there is no charity work here, except Sarvejana Foundation. Okay, and I should thank my family, especially my wife, who is always skeptical that the robot doesn't work. Okay, now she has to eat back her words. And so my son and son-in-law, and you don't believe, Aman, the biggest ligament balancing I do in my life is between my son and son-in-law. Okay, so that is the biggest thing. And touch wood, so far I am doing it very professionally. I already declared in my will, if my right knee goes, Adarsh will now operate. If my left knee goes, Kushal will operate. So that also I decided to do that. And again,
With the Mako.
with the Mako robot. Again, last but not least, I should thank.
What about the hips?
Hips are Adarsh anyway. Kushal doesn't come there. Kushal doesn't come near to the hips. And last but not least is my chairman, but my brother. More than a chairman, is my brother. And the whole KIMS group, including my shy, behind the screen CEO. Where is he?
He's behind the screen.
Behind the screen. Okay, and they are so helpful. And in fact, Aman, my journey until I merged into KIMS was different. Now it is taken to the next platform because of the sheer confidence and the freedom they gave to me. So, which is an unbelievable element in our growth. And thanks to my administrative top guys, Sudhakar, Paul, Amar, Charan, and Pawan, Deepak, all of you are again instrumental. And again, I will be very, very thankful for giving me this opportunity. And I'm sure in the next 5 years, this Center of Excellence will go to the next level. I want other consultants to take inspiration from this, especially Vimalakar is there, I can see. Vimalakar and the other, Javia is there. The other people who are using the Da Vinci. I want this platform to be declared as the Center of Excellence for Da Vinci in the next 5 years. You guys take the lead and take it from there. Numbers are there, only the clinical governance and the outcomes and the research, documentation, data collection, these are very important. And I thank all the people for giving me this opportunity, especially Bhaskar, for trusting us and giving us this free hand. And once again, Aman, thank you so much, and all the best for the Stryker and Sunshine collaboration.
contributing to the better outcomes. Now he's going to talk about how robotics helps in TKR knee replacement and speak about how robotics helps in hip replacement. Just briefly, you won't go into the depths of it, but how is it helping?
One of the top 3 high volume joint replacement centers in Asia. We do about 4,000 joint replacements. Only 2 hospitals in India with ISOC membership. I'm telling this because we have a lot of other consultants. ISOC is International Society of Orthopedic Centers. So these centers are validated, or it is understood how much work is done in orthopedics in terms of number of surgeries, number of consultants, research publications, and only then you are eligible to be a member. So we are out of the 24 in the whole world, we are one of the 2 from India. And gradually, we don't know, but autonomous AI surgery will take over in the future. So, about how the trend of robotics has evolved over a period of time. The first one is the Australian registry. You can see the increasing graph. And the second one on the right is the American Joint Registry. The yellow is the robotic and the red is the conventional. So you can see the robotic graph going upward and upward. So that really shows you the increasing trend of robotics adoption. In terms of the orthopedic robots, and some of these that are mentioned in the dark grey, they are not orthopedic. But just so you understand, the extreme right, the tele-operated ones, all of you know the Da Vinci, where the surgeon sits on the console and the surgery is done elsewhere. Our robots, the orthopedic robots, most of them are the semi-autonomous robot, including ours, Mako. And then you also have autonomous, which does most of the work on its own without the surgeon. The main 3 features of this robotic platform is enhanced planning, dynamic joint balancing, and robot-arm assisted bone preparation. I'll just take you through what that means. So, for those who are not aware, this is the setup in the theatre. So we have the patient's knee, this is the right knee being operated. The robot is next to the patient, all the setup is around the patient. The surgeon who's right next to the patient is assisted, so it's not a fully autonomous procedure. So the bone cuts that are to be done during the procedure, those are done in a precise manner with the help of this robotic technology. And you saw the robotic arm coming in there and helping in preparing the bone for eventual replacement by metal. So this is the application of our robot and how it works. And how this is possible is because of the enhanced 3D planning. So earlier we would just have a short X-ray film to give us an idea about how the knee looks. And with this, with the presence of CT technology, you do a scan and then you rebuild a 3D model of that particular patient's bone, which then will give you an idea of what are the sizes of the implants that you're going to do. So before the surgery itself, you already know that, okay, this patient's knee requires this size of implant, and then you can start with that much of information more than your regular conventional knee surgeries during the surgery. So this was before surgery. During the surgery, the whole idea of the knee is to balance it. That means both sides of the knee, the medial and the lateral sides, need to be perfectly balanced, because as most of you know, a varus knee, it's tighter on the medial side, looser on the lateral side, so eventually you have to balance it all out. And this live feedback, earlier it was more subjective, where you feel that, okay, this is well balanced or not. Now you have an objective assessment of this, and you are able to do it precisely with numbers. And one of the very good advantages of this system is that there is a haptic boundary. That means the green that you can see is a boundary in space around the surgical field, which you cannot cross. So when you are cutting with the bone, this saw blade is restricted within the bone. You saw that part, so I can see these outcomes. One thing is like promise of that technology, and one other thing is seeing the outcomes. So this is a lady on day 1 after surgery being able to sit on the floor cross-legged after knee replacement. So that's something we would not usually see. I'm not saying all patients are able to do that, but definitely a majority of our patients are able to experience that less pain and faster recovery. And they are more or less mirror images of each other. Aman mentioned about the research publications. Exactly 14 articles have been published to date. In fact, around the world there was not much of involvement of robotics in gross deformities, but we kind of started off with that and then published it and showed the world how to do these gross cases.
So the robot can address all these variables in one go. Cup size, femur size, cup height, depth, rotation, anti-wise rotation. There's so many variables in hip replacement, and everything can be taken away in one fell sweep. Earlier we were planning with 2D models, 2D planning for a 3D model, but now we're actually coming to 3D planning before the surgery even starts. Placement in the 3 views, transverse, sagittal and coronal view. You'll also get a 3D view where you can see how the cup is looking. So you're actually planning the cup size as well. Earlier we would have to do a trial and error, see where your femur is going to impact the anterior and posterior columns, but now we actually planned everything before we go ahead. You can also restore the center of rotation of that particular hip. Now we have something called as a sacral slope values also. We can enter these slope values and it also takes that into consideration when we're doing hip replacement. We don't have to start calculating which angle you have to put in our cup. After we enter those values of sacral slope, it automatically tells us that you may impinge at 20 degrees, change it to 23 degrees. So we have that information as well now. So this is something called as a virtual range of motion. You can see before the surgery, if I put the cup at 40 degrees inclination, 25 degrees anteversion, it's showing me that there's a red dot here. It will impinge if I extend my leg. So what I do is, I just change my angle of the cup down to 23 degrees. You can see how that red dot disappears. So I'm actually tailor-making my cup placement and my cup angles as per each patient's anatomy. So this is called virtual range of motion. Once I've confirmed here that there's no more impingement, I execute it with the robo. So then of course the mode of sizing and everything can also be done. You can see this size, it's showing that a size 2 will fit well. And then you get a pre-op visualization of a post-op X-ray. So what we always wait for till the next day to see the X-ray, how it's come out. We actually know what it's going to look like beforehand. Reaming, the beautiful part about the reaming is, I'll just show you how this works. You can see in this bottom right, I'm reaming, and you can see in the screen there'll be a green portion of the bone which has to be removed. So now I'm actually not doing any trial and error. I'm looking at the screen, it's telling me which part of the bone has to be removed, the arthritic bone, and I just have to look at the screen and make sure that I'm taking out that green portion. You can just see how the green starts to disappear slowly. And now we don't have to trial anymore. Once we've done the reaming, we automatically know that we are where we need to be. It just takes out the arthritic bone. So we've reached there. Then of course the cup impaction as well. It's not just the reaming part. When we're putting the cup in as well, it blocks it in the angle that we want to put it in. We hammer it, it even tells us how deep we need to go as well. Sometimes conventional surgery, if you have somebody who's stronger, like let's say if an Aman is doing a surgery, he has much more force. It could shatter the medial wall. So here it says I'm 5 proud, right? And it tells you how much further to go. Now I'm 2 proud. It tells you when to stop. I'm 1 proud. I would stop here. Okay? So then just to see, these are what the post-op X-rays are going to look like. They look exactly like your pre-op visualization of the post-op X-ray. Each X-ray will look identical. That's the beauty of this. Dysplastic hips, where you don't know where the bone stock is, you can plan it out properly and put your cup accordingly. There are even surgeries like this where you have plates in situ. Sometimes we would have, earlier you would probably go in, take out that whole plate, spend another 2 hours there and then do the surgery. But now, just by adjusting the height of the cup, we can avoid that plate and do the surgery without taking out any of the hardware. Another example of the same thing. Even when you have protrusion like this, you can make sure that we're not going too far into the pelvis. This is an example of a case where there was a lot of impingement at the regular angle of 40-20, and then we reduced that down to 12 degrees. Normally you would never think of putting a cup at 12 degrees, that's too less an anteversion. But the robot was telling me that there's no impingement here. We went ahead and we got a very beautiful stable joint. So just take you to 3 cases which we found really gave us the true value of the robot. This gentleman is this is his X-ray. You can see that the left amputation stump is there. He also wanted to get this stump revised. So we thought, let's use the robo because we need to give him something different from what regular patients get. We've never done a surgery on an amputee patient, so we don't know how the forces are going to act over here. So we used the help of the robo. We took the spine X-rays as well. He falls under the category 2B, which is the most difficult kind of case to do. The spine is stiff, the hips are stiff. There's a very high chance of dislocation after surgery. So we took the help of the robo, and on top of that, he's an amputee. So this is what the surgery looked like. We planned the cup sizing in all the 3 planes. This is the pre-op visualization. We checked the stem version. The rope also helps us to determine where the neck cut is going to be. And once we've determined all of these things, we went to the virtual range of motion. It showed that we're impinging. So we changed our angles accordingly. And finally, we gave him a beautiful hip. We revised this stump as well. This is, I think, a month after surgery, he sent us this video where he's able to walk with 2 beautiful hips without dislocation. And this is the best video that we got, where he sent us a video riding a bike with both his hips replaced, and this is one of the most satisfying surgeries that we have done. And then we have case number 2. This gentleman is, you can see the left limb is a polio limb, the right limb is completely destroyed, the right hip, and this is Anjaneya Reddy, his name is. This is how we normally walk, with the hand to knee gait, and his right hip is now arthritic, so he's got pain as well. Again, this is a different situation from normal. So we used a device called a FEEZY, where it gives us digital readings of the angles of the joints. So we put him in regular activities before the surgery. You sit down, you pick up something from the floor, get on a bike, climbing up and down stairs. We measure the angles that his joint would normally make, so that we can recreate it in the virtual range of motion as well. These are the angles that we got. Then we tailor-made his particular position according to each one. So for example, for climbing stairs, we used whatever angles we got. For sitting on a low stool and for sitting on a bike, we tailor-made the cup so that it matches all of these activities. He got a beautiful hip. Again, he is walking well, but most importantly, he is a badminton player and he was able to play badminton again. That's what gave us the maximum satisfaction. This is after the surgery. He's doing really well. We have Dr. Kishore is here, and we cherry-picked them. They were the best of the batch, and they have continued with us since then. So I would say they are the backbone of the arthroplasty unit. Next, Dr. Prad Shah. Prad Shah was even earlier. He was from an embryo stage. He did his DND with us, then he did his fellowship with us, and then he joined. So Prad Shah is literally cultivated here. He's also with Emeritus at spearheading the research department. Next we have two young bucks, Dr. Sandeep and Dr. Rajiv. I think Rajiv is with us today. And then we have Dr. Tarun, who is spearheading the arthroplasty at the Gachibowli unit. Tarun. He's also instrumental part of the research department. He just got back from Australia. We thought he may settle there, but he came back thankfully. And take a certificate. And now we have the stalwarts, the seniors, Dr. Vipin Prasad sir. Even if he hears a hip snap somewhere 5 kilometers away, he'll come running. That's his passion at his age. Really, we have to learn a lot from him. At his age, child, always learning. And of course, Dr. Chiranjeevi ma'am, lady superstar. Please come ma'am.
Thank you.
Apparently, Kushal and I have also contributed something.
Thank you.
Before you say what
Yes, sir. Sir, yes. Sir, yes. Sir, others are record doing. Sir, sir.
Second team come.
Okay.
Sir, here, sir. Sir.